Welcome to Famous People, English Stories. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
Introduction. Once upon a time, in a small city in India, lived a young man named Ravi. He was 24 years old, smart, curious, and full of dreams. But there was one problem. Ravi couldn't speak English. Chapter 1: The Decision. He could read a little. He could understand a few words. But when someone spoke to him in English, his mind would freeze. He would smile, nod his head, and walk away, embarrassed, disappointed, and quiet. Ravi worked in a mobile shop. Every day, he watched customers walk in and ask questions in English. His boss would speak fluently, confidently. Ravi wished he could do the same. One day, a young woman came to the shop. She asked, "Excuse me, do you have the latest iPhone?" Ravi understood her question. But he didn't know how to reply. His face turned red. He tried to speak, but only silence came out. The girl waited. She looked confused. Ravi pointed to the phone on the shelf and said, "That phone, here." She smiled politely but left without buying anything. That night, Ravi sat alone on his terrace. The stars were bright. The night was quiet. He asked himself a question: why can't I speak English? He thought about school. In class, he memorized grammar rules. He filled in blanks. He passed exams. But nobody taught him to speak. Nobody taught him to think in English. It was always about marks. Not about communication. He felt sad. But then, he had an idea. What if I try something new? What if I stop being afraid? What if I give myself just 7 days, just 1 week, to start speaking English? He took out his notebook. On the first page, he wrote in big letters, "Mission English, 7 days." He made a plan. Day 1. Start speaking simple sentences. Day 2. Learn 20 useful daily words. Day 3. Practice conversations in front of a mirror. Day 4. Listen and repeat English stories. Day 5. Talk to one stranger in English. Day 6. Record myself speaking and review. Day 7. Make a 2-minute video in English. Ravi knew it would not be easy. He might make mistakes. He might feel nervous. But he was tired of waiting. Tired of being silent. He looked at the moon and whispered, "I will speak English. This time, I won't stop." The journey had begun. The next morning, Ravi woke up early. He stood in front of the mirror, looked at himself, and said slowly, "Hello. My name is Ravi. I am learning English. I want to speak clearly. I can do it." It felt strange, but also exciting. He was finally doing it. Speaking. Even if only to himself. He went to the shop and tried again. When a customer came in, Ravi smiled and said, "Good morning, sir. How can I help you?" The words were not perfect. But they were his words. He had spoken English. Day 1 had started. That night, he wrote in his notebook, "Today, I spoke English. I was scared. But I did it. Tomorrow, I will do more." And he slept with a smile. Chapter 2: 20 words that change everything. It was day 2 of Ravi's mission. The sun had just risen. Birds chirped outside his window. Ravi sat at his small desk with a notebook, a pen, and a goal, to learn 20 useful English words he could use every single day. He remembered something he had read online: don't learn difficult words. Learn useful words. So, he decided not to open a dictionary. He would think about the words he needed in real life, at work, at home, and with friends. He looked around his room and spoke aloud. Phone. He smiled. Yes, that was a word he used every day. Then he said, name, number, price, work, help. The words came from his daily life at the mobile shop. He kept writing. Today, tomorrow, morning, evening. Next, he wrote water, food, friend, call, talk, come, go, buy, sell. By the end of an hour, he had 20 words. He read the list slowly. Phone, name, number, price, work, help, today, tomorrow, morning, evening, water, food, friend, call, talk, come, go, buy, sell. He whispered to himself, these are my words. My English. Then, Ravi did something powerful. Something most learners forget. He started making small sentences with each word. Phone. This is my phone. Name. My name is Ravi. Number. What is your number? Price. What is the price of this phone? Help. I can help you. His confidence began to grow. The fear started to fade. But Ravi wanted more. He wanted the words to live inside him, not just on paper. So, he used a trick he saw in a YouTube video. He took his phone, opened the voice recorder, and recorded himself saying the sentences. He pressed record. My name is Ravi. I work in a mobile shop. I help people. This is a phone. What is your number? What is the price? Today I work. Tomorrow I rest. I talk to my friend. I call him. I buy food. I drink water. I come in the morning. I go in the evening. When he played it back, he laughed. His English was not perfect, but it was real. It was his voice. And that voice was speaking English. That day at work, Ravi challenged himself. He would use at least 5 of the new words in real conversations. When a customer entered, Ravi said, "Good morning, sir. What phone do you want?" The man replied, "I want to know the price of this model." Ravi smiled and said, "Yes, sir. Price is 20,000 rupees. Later, a lady came in and said, "Can you help me?" Ravi replied, "Yes, I can help. What do you need?" By evening, he had used 10 words from his list. Back at home, Ravi looked in the mirror and said, "Today, I used 10 new words. I feel strong. I feel good." He didn't try to sound like a native speaker. He didn't worry about grammar. He focused on communication. That was the real goal. Before sleeping, Ravi opened his notebook and wrote, "Today, I learned the power of small words. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be brave. Tomorrow, I will speak more." That night, he dreamed in English for the first time. The words danced in his mind like stars in the sky. Simple. Clear. Beautiful. His mission was working. Day 2. And the next challenge was waiting. Chapter 3, The Mirror Trick. Day 3 had arrived. Ravi woke up feeling something he hadn't felt in a long time: confidence. Not because he had mastered English, but because, for the first time in his life, he had spoken it for 2 days in a row. He brushed his teeth, made his tea, and looked into the mirror. The same mirror where he had once looked and thought, "I can't." Now, he thought, "I will." Today's goal was simple: practice speaking in front of the mirror. No partner. No teacher. Just Ravi and Ravi. He stood straight, looked into his own eyes, and said slowly, "Good morning. My name is Ravi. I speak English now. I am not afraid." At first, he felt silly. Talking to a mirror? Like an actor? But the mirror did something powerful. It gave him a face to speak to. A voice to listen to. A friend who never judged. Ravi opened his notebook, looked at the 20 words from yesterday, and created short conversations. He acted like he was talking to a customer. Ravi looked in the mirror and said, "Hello. Welcome to the shop. What phone do you want?" Then he changed his voice and replied, "I want a phone with a good camera." Back to his normal voice, he said, "Yes, sir. This phone has a great camera. Price is 20,000 rupees." He laughed at himself. He felt like a one-man movie. But it worked. Every sentence made him more comfortable. Every conversation made him stronger. Then, Ravi had an idea. He would create 3 mirror characters. A customer. A tourist. A new friend. He started with the customer. The scene was his shop. "Hello, sir. How can I help you?" "I need a phone with a big screen." "Yes, sir. This phone has a 6.7-inch screen. Would you like to see it?" Next, the tourist. "Hello. I am from India. Welcome to our city." "Oh, thank you. I am from France. Nice to meet you. Do you need help with directions?" Then, a new friend. "Hi. My name is Ravi. What is your name?" "I am Raj. Nice to meet you." "Nice to meet you too. Where are you from?" By now, Ravi was smiling, talking, acting, learning. All with a mirror. But he wasn't finished yet. He remembered one more thing from a YouTube video: speak for 1 minute without stopping. Could he do it? He set a timer. 1 minute. No stopping. Just speaking. He stood in front of the mirror and began. "My name is Ravi. I live in India. I work in a mobile shop. I want to speak English. I learn every day. I use simple words. I talk in front of the mirror. I feel strong. I make mistakes, but I don't stop. I practice. I watch videos. I listen to stories. English is fun. I will speak more. I will improve. I want to travel. I want to meet people. I want to grow. I believe in myself. I can do this. I will do this. The timer rang. Ravi was out of breath, but he was also free. He had just spoken English for 60 seconds. No grammar books. No fear. Just words from the heart. That evening, he used the same mirror trick with a new topic: food. I like rice. I eat rice every day. I drink tea. I love spicy food. My favorite dish is biryani. He noticed something beautiful. The more he looked in the mirror, the less afraid he felt. The more he spoke, the more he believed. Before sleeping, Ravi wrote in his notebook, "Today, I spoke to the mirror. But I also spoke to myself. I heard my own voice. I felt my own courage. I am not just learning English. I am learning to trust myself." And that night, as he turned off the lights, he smiled and whispered, "I will speak again tomorrow." Day 3, complete. Day 4, waiting. Chapter 4, The Power of Listening and Repeating. It was day 4 of Ravi's mission. The halfway point. He had spoken to the mirror. He had used 20 real-life words. He had started simple conversations. But today, he wanted something new. He didn't want to create English, he wanted to absorb it. He remembered something he once heard from an English trainer online. Before you speak like a native, you must listen like a baby. Ravi thought about it. Babies don't study grammar. Babies don't memorize word lists. Babies listen. Over and over. Until one day, words come out. Ravi decided, today, I will listen and repeat. He opened YouTube and typed, English Stories for Beginners. He found a video titled A Simple English Story, The Boy and the Mango Tree. The voice was slow. Clear. Perfect for learning. The story began. Once there was a little boy who loved mangoes. Ravi listened carefully. Then he pressed pause and repeated the line aloud. Once there was a little boy who loved mangoes. He spoke slowly. Clearly. Again and again. Next line. Every summer, he visited his grandmother's village. Ravi paused. Every summer, he visited his grandmother's village. He was training his ears. His tongue. His memory. For 1 full hour, Ravi listened and repeated the story. He wasn't just hearing words, he was feeling them. Understanding them. Making them part of his voice. He learned new phrases like, once there was. He loved. Every summer. He visited. Then, something amazing happened. Ravi stopped the video. And he told the story himself. Once there was a little boy. He loved mangoes. Every summer, he went to his grandmother's village. There was a big mango tree. He played there. He ate sweet mangoes. He was happy. It wasn't perfect. But it was real. And it came from him. That evening, he tried something new. He walked around his room with earphones in his ears. He listened to English podcasts for beginners. A woman was speaking. Today, I woke up early. I made some tea. I went for a walk. Ravi repeated after her. Today, I woke up early. I made some tea. I went for a walk. Then he said it again, from memory. He even changed it to his own story. Today, I woke up early. I made tea. I listened to English. I practiced speaking. Now, he wasn't just copying. He was building. That's when Ravi discovered something powerful. Listening and repeating is not passive. It's training. Like a singer learning a song. Like a dancer learning steps. Like a child learning to speak. That night, he sat on his terrace with the stars above him. He played the story one last time. He closed his eyes and repeated every sentence. His voice was soft but steady. He whispered the last line. And the little boy smiled, holding a mango in his hand. Then he whispered his own line. And the young man smiled, holding English in his heart. Before going to bed, he opened his notebook and wrote. Today, I became a listener. I became an echo. And slowly, I became a speaker. My ears are now my teachers. My voice is my proof. Day 4 had ended. He was no longer just learning English. He was living it. Tomorrow, he would take the boldest step yet. Chapter 5, Speaking to a Stranger, the Fear Test. It was day 5 of Ravi's mission. The halfway point had passed, but today felt different. Ravi knew it was time to take a huge step. Up until now, he had been speaking in front of mirrors, listening and repeating stories, and using simple words at work. But now, today, he had to face something that made him nervous, speaking English with a stranger. He had read that one of the most important things to do when learning a new language was to speak to real people. It didn't matter if you made mistakes. It didn't matter if you sounded funny. What mattered was communication. Practice. Ravi decided to take a deep breath and put his plan into action. At noon, he walked down the busy street near his home. The sun was shining, and people were going about their day. Ravi felt a little nervous. His heart was racing. But this was the moment. He stepped into a small cafe and ordered a cup of coffee. As the barista prepared his drink, Ravi said to himself, "This is it. This is the moment to speak." His hands were a little sweaty, but he reminded himself, it's okay to be nervous. I've learned the words. I've practiced the sentences. I will speak. When the barista handed him the coffee, Ravi smiled and said, "Thank you." The barista smiled back and said, "You're welcome." Ravi took a deep breath and said, "What time do you close today?" The barista looked up from the register. "We close at 8 p.m. tonight." Ravi smiled, his heart still pounding. He had done it. He had spoken to a stranger in English. He wasn't perfect, but he was real. He was communicating. But he wasn't done yet. As he turned to leave, Ravi saw another person standing by the door, an older man, carrying a large suitcase. Without thinking, Ravi walked up to him. "Excuse me," Ravi said, "do you need help with your suitcase?" The man looked at Ravi, surprised but grateful. "Oh, thank you." Yes, please. Ravi helped the man with the suitcase, and as they walked outside together, he said, "Where are you from?" The man smiled. "I'm from the United States. I'm here for work." Ravi nodded. "That's great. I've always wanted to visit the United States. Maybe one day, I will go." The man chuckled. "It's a nice place. You should definitely go someday." Ravi felt a little less nervous now. The conversation wasn't long, but it felt important. He was speaking English. And more than that, he was connecting with another person. As the man walked away, Ravi thought about the conversation. It wasn't perfect. There were pauses. His pronunciation wasn't flawless. But it didn't matter. What mattered was the connection. He had spoken English with a stranger. He had crossed a line he had been afraid to cross. Later that evening, Ravi reflected on the day. He sat in his room, feeling proud of himself. He knew that speaking to a stranger wasn't easy. But it was necessary. Before going to sleep, Ravi opened his notebook and wrote, "Today, I spoke to a stranger. I felt nervous, but I didn't stop. I made mistakes, but I didn't care. I was proud. I connected. Tomorrow, I will speak again." As he closed the notebook, he whispered to himself, "Fear won't stop me anymore." Day 5 was complete. Chapter 6, Recording and Reviewing, Becoming Your Own Coach. It was day 6 of Ravi's mission. He had already made a lot of progress, speaking in front of the mirror, learning new words, listening to stories, and even talking to strangers. But today, he wanted to go even deeper. Ravi had heard that one of the best ways to improve your speaking skills was to record yourself and listen to your voice. This might sound strange at first, but it was one of the most powerful tools for learning a new language. He wasn't just going to speak randomly. No, Ravi had a plan. He was going to become his own coach. That morning, Ravi picked up his phone and opened the voice recorder app. He set the timer for 2 minutes. The goal, to speak in English without stopping for the whole 2 minutes. Ravi took a deep breath and pressed record. "Hello. My name is Ravi. I am 24 years old. I live in India. I work in a mobile shop. I like to learn English. I speak to the mirror every day. I listen to stories in English. I am not perfect, but I am improving. I speak with my customers. I speak with strangers. Every day, I try to speak more. Today, I will practice for 2 minutes. I will become better. I will not stop. I will keep learning." He continued speaking, feeling the words flow, one after another. He didn't stop to think about grammar or pronunciation, he just spoke. When the timer rang, Ravi pressed stop. He felt proud of himself. But now came the real challenge, listening to the recording. Ravi played the recording back. At first, he felt a little uncomfortable. It was strange hearing his own voice. But he listened carefully. He noticed some things. His pronunciation wasn't always clear. He sometimes said or to fill pauses. Some sentences were too long and difficult to understand. But then he also noticed something positive. His sentences were real. He wasn't afraid to speak. His ideas were clear. He was communicating. Ravi made a note in his journal. Today, I heard my own voice. It wasn't perfect, but it was mine. I can improve. I can practice. I will listen to my recordings every day. He knew that listening to himself wasn't just about hearing mistakes, it was about recognizing his growth and understanding what needed work. The next day, Ravi decided to record a conversation. He used his phone again, but this time, he pretended he was talking to a friend. He pressed record. Hey, Raj. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm learning English, you know. I feel so happy that I can speak more now. Last week, I couldn't even say hello in English. But now, I speak every day. I feel like I am improving. Do you remember when we used to go to school? I didn't speak any English then. But now, I feel confident. It's not perfect, but it's real. I know that if I keep going, I'll get even better. After listening to the recording, Ravi smiled. He could hear the progress. His words flowed better. He sounded more natural. His confidence was growing. But there were still things to improve. He made notes. Slow down when speaking. Avoid using too much. Practice new vocabulary. He was learning not only how to speak better, but also how to teach himself. Ravi now had a new habit. Every evening, after finishing his work, he would sit with his phone, record himself for 2 minutes, and listen carefully. He would take notes on what to improve and make a plan to do better the next day. By the end of the week, Ravi could hear the difference. His voice was stronger, clearer, and more confident. He no longer just thought about English in his head, he was living it. Before going to bed on day 6, Ravi wrote in his notebook. Today, I became my own coach. I listened, I reviewed, and I improved. I don't need a teacher to tell me what to do. I just need to listen to myself and keep going. Tomorrow, I will speak again. And I will be better. Chapter 7. The Final Challenge, Speaking in English for 2 minutes. It was day 7 of Ravi's mission. Ravi couldn't believe it. It had been an entire week since he started his journey to speak English in just 7 days. He had worked hard, speaking in front of the mirror, listening to stories, speaking with strangers, recording himself, and reviewing his progress. He had faced his fears and grown more confident every day. But today was different. Today, Ravi was about to face his biggest challenge yet. He was going to speak in English for 2 full minutes, and he would record it on video. This video would be the proof of everything he had worked for. Ravi sat down at his desk, his notebook open in front of him. He thought about what he wanted to say. It wasn't going to be a story. It wasn't going to be a conversation. It was just going to be Ravi, speaking about everything he had learned in the past week. He made a list of things to talk about. How he started. What he had learned. What he was proud of. How he felt about his progress. He took a deep breath and started speaking to himself. I am Ravi. I am from India. I started learning English just 7 days ago. Before that, I couldn't speak. I was scared. I didn't know what to say. But now, I can speak every day. I speak with my customers at work. I speak with strangers. I speak to the mirror. I listen to stories in English. I practice every day, and I can feel myself getting better. He paused for a moment, collecting his thoughts. The 2 minutes felt long. But he had something to say, and he was going to say it. I know I'm not perfect. My English is not perfect. But I am proud. I am proud because I didn't give up. I kept going. I made mistakes, but I learned from them. Every day, I speak more. Every day, I listen more. And every day, I improve. Today, I can speak for 2 minutes. Tomorrow, I will speak even more. He smiled at himself. That was it. His message. His story. Ravi took out his phone, opened the camera, and pressed record. The timer on the screen began to count down. He started speaking, just like he had practiced. The words flowed out of him with confidence. No stopping. No hesitations. Just 2 minutes of Ravi speaking in English. When the timer ended, he stopped and looked at the video. It wasn't perfect. But it was real. It was his voice. It was the voice of someone who had pushed through fear, worked hard, and found a way to communicate. Ravi watched the video again. He heard the slight pauses. He noticed a few words he could improve. But he also heard something powerful. He was speaking clearly. He was speaking with purpose. He was speaking from his heart. Ravi smiled. This wasn't just a 2-minute video. It was the story of his journey. A journey that had started with fear and doubt, and ended with confidence and pride. He shared the video with his closest friends and family. When they watched it, they were amazed. They had seen Ravi struggle with English before. They had seen him shy away from speaking. But now they saw someone different. Someone who had overcome his fears and was speaking freely. Ravi wrote one last entry in his notebook. Today, I spoke for 2 minutes. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. I spoke my truth. I spoke my journey. And I will keep speaking. This is just the beginning. As he closed the notebook, Ravi thought about all the things he had learned in the past 7 days. The journey wasn't over. It was just the start of something new. He had set a goal, worked hard, and made it happen. Ravi wasn't just learning English anymore. He was living it. And tomorrow? Tomorrow, he would speak again. And again. And again. Thanks for watching. I hope this story inspires you to start your own English journey today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video. You've got this.